Finally, you've started working from home, and in a short time you realize that your productivity has simply skyrocketed. The reason that you're more productive is you are not going to endless meetings at the office. But then, all of a sudden, your colleagues realize you're reachable by Zoom. Well, meetings are here to stay. It's a fact of life. But since you're going to be in a Zoom meeting, it is definitely worth your while to learn a couple of efficiency shortcuts that will save you a lot of time. I'm going to show you 7 of my favorite shortcuts that will allow you to save time and operate and be a participant in meetings more efficiently. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you. My favorite shortcut key that always seems to impress people is Alt-I. Imagine for a moment that you've already started your meeting and now you're being bombarded by emails and texts and phone calls that people that are supposed to be in the meeting have lost the invite. Even worse, you realize that some people that should have been invited haven't been invited at all, and that they need to be in the meeting. Well, don't despair. Despite the fact the meeting's already in progress, simply press Alt-I and you're able to invite people to a meeting that's currently in progress. Let's do this. Alt-I brings up a window, and from this window you can see you can either copy an invite link, copy the invitation, or simply go to one of your default emails, and I have a default email already set up, and I simply click default email and the invitation should come up, and here you see please join Zoom meeting in progress, and you simply have to click on the link provided. This actually is one way to solve the problem. My second favorite shortcut key is Alt-A. Of course, we can always go down to the bottom here and click on mute. Alternatively, we can simply do Alt-A and you're muted. To unmute yourself, you just do the same thing. Alt-A. And now you're unmuted. Very useful, especially when there's the windows open, there's people in the background. You're working from home, so who knows what's going to happen. The door might open behind you and the kids come in. Alt-A, quick method to mute yourself. Additionally, when other people are talking, it's probably good manners to actually mute yourself so there's no accidental sound going in there. Simply being sat there with your microphone on, other people can hear when you shift in the chair, when the old chair you're using creaks. If you lean forward, your desk may creak. So Alt-A is a good one to have. My third favorite key is being able to switch the video on or off. Again, we could always go down to the video icon in the bottom left, but it's significantly easier simply to press Alt-V. The video goes off, and if you've set up in settings a photograph of yourself, people will still be able to see that it's you. Alt-V turns you back on as well. There we go. My fourth tip is about recording the video. Basically, Alt-R starts the Zoom meeting to be recorded, and Alt-R again stops it from being recorded. Let me show you. Alt-R. You can see the little icon in the top says we're recording. Alt-R again stops the recording, and we get a message that this will be turned into an MP4 file at the very end. However, there are times when you want to actually pause a recording, and that is Alt-P. Let me demonstrate. Alt-R, we're recording. Alt-P, the recording's paused. This means that we won't create a separate file, we just paused at that point while we discuss something. And again, Alt-R stops the video. My fifth favorite hotkey is Alt-S for sharing the screen. For some reason, sharing the screen seems to be one of the most difficult things people have to do. People are suddenly called upon to share a screen, and then they start hunting for where's my files, where is the menu for sharing the screen, etc. All you have to do, if you've got the file handy, is press Alt-S. Let's do this. Alt-S brings up things that are on the desktop, and in this particular case I may want to find a score location. It just happens I have the score website up on my laptop, and here we go. To get out of sharing the screen, it's just as easy actually. It's Alt-S. There we go. The sixth hotkey I would like to mention is Alt-H. Alt-H allows you to have discussions with other people in the meeting if it's enabled by the host. Alt-H brings up the chat window. Let's do this. Alt-H. And here we have a chat window to the left. I can start typing in, are you watching this, for example? But if I want to then get out of chat, just as easy, Alt-H. Closes down the chat window. My seventh favorite hotkey, and you'll see why it's my favorite, and it should be almost everybody's favorite, is Alt-Q. Alt-Q allows you to leave the meeting. Let's press Alt-Q, see what we get. End meeting for all, which you would do as a host. I'm the host of this one, so I can do that, or simply leave the meeting. In Zoom, there are lots of hotkeys that you can use. I can't even remember how many there are. Maybe 30 or 40 different hotkeys that can make you more efficient in a Zoom meeting. If you want to know and study all of the hotkeys available, simply go to Keyboard Shortcuts in Settings. To be able to show you where this is, I'm going to have to minimize my window and then navigate to the settings window. For menus such as this, go to the small icon here for settings, and when you press settings, we can look down general, keep going down, and we get to keyboard shortcuts. Let's click on keyboard shortcuts, and as you can see, there's a tremendous number of shortcuts you can use. And you'll notice that you've got three columns here. The description of what the shortcut does, what the shortcut is, and then whether or not you want the global setting on. So what is the global setting? Well, the global setting is, can you still use the shortcut if you're operating in another window? And in this particular case, I had to have global settings turned on for the ones I wanted to demonstrate. What is the reason for that? Well, the reason for that is the fact that I was using Camtasia to record what I'm doing here to make the presentation. And so I found that while I'm using Camtasia and I've got the Camtasia window open, the Zoom controls, shortcut controls, will not work if I don't have global settings switched on. So as far as I can tell, there is no real downside to having them switched on, but that's up to you. I'm going to leave them switched on because if I'm in Zoom, I'm going to be using them. I hope these 7 tips were of use. If you have any comments on this video or you would like to see anything else about Zoom, just contact me. The email's down below. Thank you very much. Have fun. Bye-bye.